I'm here today with Sonoma State coming off a win in the first round of the 2022 CCAA Volleyball Tournament. I'm here with head coach Bear Grassl. On his right, we have Jessie, Hobbs, and on his left, Trephan. All right, Coach, take me through a little thoughts on today's game and just that competitive game out there.
It's always difficult to beat someone 3 times, and I think we felt like we had left a lot on the table when we had lost to them the other 2 times. The first one was practically the first conference match. The last one was certainly a tough one, but playing in their gym, I thought we played a close, good game with them, but just couldn't come away with the ends of games. And here, we did so much better job handling the ball. We played better defense. We passed better serve receive. We are always looking to have service pressure, so missing serves doesn't really bother us that much. And all that service pressure ended up equaling a lot of blocks. And I think that really worked to our favor. They really push the tempo of the play, and they're really hard to stop because they play so fast. And if we can serve well enough, like I felt like we did on enough occasions, we can take that offense and slow it down. And when we can get in front of you, then we'll start blocking some balls. They are a unique defensive team compared to the other teams in the conference who play. Most of the teams in the conference read when they block and East Bay fronts, and so that presents some different choices that we really didn't game plan for the last time we played them. And this time we really spent a lot of effort trying to make sure we could get those opportunities when we passed well. We could run middles one way and set high balls the other, and I think that paid off. It was a really interesting game because the first 2 games were played in one way for us. We really didn't set the middle at all. We set away, and when we had good passes, we would set away. And then in the second half of the match, we were able to go back to setting quicks again, and that's when Jessie scored and Leilani scored, and I think that's really made a big difference.
So I want to talk to you a little bit about the match out there on that one. Is there, like you said, is there any extra pressure? Do you guys take anything out of this one more than just a win to move on to the next one? Do you guys learn a little bit, as Coach is talking about? You guys were able to make an adjustment against the team you guys lost to other times. Just tell me about what this can be besides just a win in the win column.
I think it proves how much we trust each other, and it kind of, makes us realize that we can do it. I mean, we know, but we go out there and we trust each other, and we had a game plan, and I think that everyone did their part, and it just worked.
Jen, you guys were playing one of the best of any team in the CCAA down the stretch on that one. Let's be honest, that game against Cal State East Bay might have thrown it off just because you guys were coming off a couple top 25 wins and stuff like that. Just tell me about what you guys are doing down the stretch that's maybe you guys have changed up in the year that has just made you guys a little bit more lethal over these last 10 games that you've done.
Well, we played some really hard teams in the beginning, like Pomona and some of these top teams. We know we can beat these big teams because we did it in Washington, and I feel like we had a game plan going into this, and I think it worked very well. And I feel like there was more pressure on East Bay because they had won the 2 games prior. But I don't know, we're just a very close team. I think we got closer through the season. And yeah.
Good. Yes, absolutely.
I just wanted to say that we really stress in practice to play point by point. So when it comes down to 6 points down, we again trust each other. So we're able to be like, okay, next time we all got this. And if we don't get the next one, we got the next one. Because we practice so much, playing point by point. That's how we're able to come back when we're down and finish the game.
I appreciate that very much. That's great insight on that. So it does sound like this game had a lot to do with the game plan. You guys had really wanted to set something and execute on that one. So what challenges do you face tomorrow, Bear, in the fact that it's a 24-hour turnaround, and do you get a chance to game plan as much in the tournament? How does that work for you?
I think it's interesting that LA is a different style. They'll even play without their setter in the game. They will have 4 pins that can hit the ball with pace and are willing to wait you out. And they don't have to play perfect to win. And so with them, we really need to be able to get service pressure, which takes the setter away from the net so we can get closed. And then they hit the ball so hard that we need to make sure that we're up over early. And these are things that just come with seeing the ball speed and getting used to the pace. And so you want to still be in the match by the time you get a feel for how fast the ball is moving. Because if they break a big lead on you, you won't have that opportunity. So we've done a better job of using all of our offensive tools. And I mean, I would say they're a much easier team to game plan for with more arm speed at every position, so you know what's coming. It's not confusing. They're just so physical that it causes a lot of problems. So I think the game plan wise, that's a different animal. East Bay plays different than everybody else.
Okay.
They play faster. They move their players around. It depends on how LA chooses to play, because when they're in the 6-2, it really is just 4 great high ball hitters, and they will set most of the balls to those players. And when they're in the 5-1, they will sometimes set their right side player, 20 balls out of the back row, and that's a different way that they've played. But we'll have to see how it is that they choose to play. But it really will boil down to, can we put enough service pressure on them to get our block in a position to score, and can we hit the ball hard enough to make them have to scramble?
Well, it should be a fun match tomorrow. As we mentioned, you guys are playing one of the best teams down the stretch. Cal State LA only lost 2 games in conference, so that's what the playoffs are all about. So looking forward to that semifinal match tomorrow. Thank you for joining me today. Appreciate it very much.